Okay, let's get started here. Finally get started with the Lost Belts. After going through the prologues. Let's see who's in the summon gate. That's the wrong place. Oh, that's right. That's the first time we see Da Vinci in the shop. Alright, it's a bunch of traps. Okay, what's over here? Alright, and okay, understood. Let's go to the Lost Belt. Lost Belt #1. Permafrost Empire. Anastasia. Oh, let's put this full screen too. There we go. And so, our history came to an end. It's been 90 days since the invasion from space began. At that time, the entire planet had been wiped clean. We've been fighting back for 3 months. 3 long, arduous months. Every single attempt ended in failure. Of course they did. We had all kinds of security measures in place to deal with other countries, but we were completely unprepared for an invasion from outer space. The United States fought hard to the last man, but even so, they only lasted a matter of days. With no other options left, all the few remaining humans could do was stand by and stare around, dumbfounded, at the endless stretch of nothingness. Everyone resigned themselves to the fact that each passing day could well and truly be their last. But not me. I just couldn't let it end like this. So I turned my back on the campsite and walked away like a petulant child, casting a deaf ear to people offering up their final prayers. Before me, I saw a vast wasteland of endless white. Any trace of humanity had been erased. We had no longer had any hope for survival, let alone turning the tide. Nothing we tried even the slightest effect. In this wasteland, I searched through old records, like a raccoon pawing through garbage. I managed to find an old motorcycle with barely enough fuel for a one-way trip and began riding across the blinding white wasteland. It's just nothing about this makes sense. There are so many unanswered questions. If I'm going to die, I at least want to know why. I can accept an alien invasion. I can even accept the end of the world. But I can't accept not knowing why they invaded us or how. The invasion lasted a good 90 days. There must have been some sign leading up to it. Someone must have seen this coming. Or maybe someone knew this was coming and decided to let it happen. How did the invaders first make their way to Earth to begin with? Someone needs to figure at least this much out, or humanity will never be able to rest in peace. So I'll keep exploring until I find a lead, some sort of clue that could lead me to the answers I seek. This recording might just be talking to myself, but there's still every chance that this is the last document on remaining Earth. My name is David Blue Book. I'm an oddball setting off on the last trip of his life, searching for answers in a world where I'll be lucky to see tomorrow. Okay. Research log 2018. 18 hours have passed since the events we observed in New Mexico. At least Subject E has been relocated to his base. Honestly, I can barely contain my excitement. This is the biggest thing that happened since the Roswell incident UFO in 19 47. Oh, let me change this as well. 1 second. I'll go here. Do this. Go. Alright, cool. I have no idea how I ended up making an emergency landing on this planet. I don't care. What I do know is that our visitor is at death's door and needs our help if it's going to survive. Also know that it is an intelligent life form. It's nothing like us humans. It's from beggar's belief. Thank goodness for the boundless capacity of the human imagination. This visitor from a distant world looks exactly like the sort of thing one would see in a horror movie. My orders are to perform surgery on this new friend from beyond the stars to save his life and hopefully establish communication. I'm literally trembling with excitement. My entire staff and I are eager to begin our work. This will be a difficult operation, but we will save it. This will be, by far, the most fulfilling work I've ever done. How can I not see it that it succeeds? Yo, what's up, Big? How you doing? My only regret is that I won't be able to share these discoveries with the outside world. This project is classified as they come, and who knows if it will ever be disclosed to the public. Until then, we must continue to nurse it back in health and secret, here in the underground facility. I'm doing pretty well. So, I imagine some of these stories would be like a 1 node per stream or something like that. But yeah, we're just getting started here, and they're just establishing the mission. It is here that I must study this strange new life form. These tree roots come to life. Alright, so that was just the intro. Oh, let me fix this too. Let me see, can I move this just a little? Okay, I say it's my I say it's the web application that's messed up. Let me move the chat box a little to the right here. Here we go. I can that slightly smaller. That's odd. Well, it's sometimes good, sometimes not, but hopefully that's good enough. Alright, we're at the intro here, and actually I have a bunch of stuff. I have a bunch of XP cards too. I could do... I'll just sell this. This is what we know we can sell. So just 10 servants. Okay, now it's kind of hard now. You know what? I'll just. Yeah, I do have to clean it up. Kind of messy. All right, let me just enhance this just a little. let me. The easiest way to do this is just to enhance whatever we can here. All right, let's see who's close. Who needs an enhancement here? We give this to Saber. There you go. Let's just dump all this to Saber. Yeah, that's what's eating up a lot of the space right there. These XP cards. Yo, Delante, how you doing? There you go. Now we're good. We should be good for a while now. Alright, next one. Alright, no battles in that quest. Although there wasn't any battles in that quest, they're like, you better clean up the inventory. I'll say, okay. That's good. It's Chris, that Chris person. It has been 90 days, 3 full months since the tree of emptiness took root. The world has been successfully rewritten with the Lostbelts. The failing theoretically phenomenon is complete. Let us take a moment to celebrate this milestone. None of this world would have been possible without each of your devoted efforts. Pearl, you're giving us way too much credit. Chris, oh my, that's a name. Christaria. None of us have done anything worth celebrating yet. The foreign gods did all the work, invading and rewriting history, and the world and all that. All we've done is keep our Lostbelt King in good spirits. The real work's just starting, yeah? Also, let me turn up the game music here. Turn that up just a little. Alright, that should be good right there. Much better. You don't get it, Burl. Stabilizing the Lostbelts and growing the tree are one and the same. Lord Christia is telling us to devote ourselves to maintaining our contracts with the Lostbelt servants. Particularly masters like you, who treat this as some kind of game. Whoa, easy there, Ophelia. Looks can really kill when you're the one giving them. That aside, Lord Christia, huh? Changed a bit since you woke up, haven't you? Don't worry, I won't give you too much shit about that. I get why you want to cling to someone under the circumstances, huh? But as long as we're on the subject, let me make something clear here. I've never been more serious in my life. We already died once. Think I don't know better than to treat this like a game? This foreign god person might have resuscitated us this time, but I don't see that happening a second time. So you better believe that I want to get things taken care of while I'm still kicking. After all, can only enjoy stealing and killing while you're alive. Don't you agree, David? Indeed. You cannot experience the sensation that accompanies methodical killing from the confines of the coffin. Happily, our respective regions are quite primitive, so we are afforded plenty of opportunities for that experience now. You said it. They keep coming at us, practically begging us to kill them. Not a lot of time to screw around, huh? I see. I feel sorry for your Lostbelts. What's the matter, Kodak? Burl is his usual self, but you seem a bit off. What's bothering you? You look dreadful. Oh my. Those bags under your eyes. Have you not been sleeping? Or is it just that you're under a lot of stress? He looks familiar, like in a different anime. I've seen this face before. Reminds me of Nagito from Danganronpa. Both, never mind me. I'm doing what I'm supposed to. I'm sorry, you know. I can't do that, Kodak. If you really want me to leave you be, then at the very least, I need to see a smile from you. How could I not be sad, seeing a friend so down in the dumps? I can't help worrying about you, whatever you might think on the subject. Understand? If you really want to be alone, you need to be strong enough to handle it. And if you're letting your stress show like that, then you clearly aren't. Why not try reliving a bit of that stress with a bit of fun? This suggestion won't win points for originality, but how about some tea? I found some great tea leaves here in my own Lostbelt. I'd be happy to let you have some. I bet the Grand Duchess would be delighted as well. None of your business, I swear. You just don't change no matter what happens, do you, Pepe? Oh, flattery will get you everywhere. Oh yeah, this is what we heard that line before. I must say, that wasn't bad, Kodak. I'm not praising you. That was an insult. This face though, goodness. I'm like ready to see him like snap his finger and say fabulous or something. Sheesh, how come you're not telling this guy not to treat us like a game of philia? Nicio's different. He's always like this. Exactly. He doesn't listen to what people tell him. Just think about what that weird nickname he picked for himself. He's dyed in the wool optimist, or maybe a natural born outlaw. Either way, you don't want to see him get serious, you know. He'd only ever show his true colors if the shit really hit the fan, like the apocalypse or something. Actually, scratch that. Maybe not even that. No more wasting our time. Cristaria, what did you want to talk about? We already reported in about our lost belts. Mine isn't fit for territory expansion, and I have no intention of competing with the rest of you. If you want to fight over who gets to rule this planet, knock yourselves out. Did I not already tell you all this? You think we buy that? You can't just shut yourself away and sit this one out, Akuta. In the end, we're going to have to choose a single lost belt. If you give up on expanding your lost belt territory, it'll just be a matter of time until another lost belt invades it. You really want to just lose by default? You're okay with that? Yes, I am. If my lost belt ends up disappearing, I'm fine with that too. This time, I just want to stay there right up to the end. As long as I'm satisfied, I'll go along with the rest of the cryptors. So you don't give a shit about this power struggle thing, huh? Can't blame you. We all know who's gonna win anyway. Cristaria should be all of ours put together, with one hand not time behind its back. This whole game to figure out who's gonna be the king of the earth has been rigged from the start. I mean, you should see how bad mine and David's lost belts are. There's just no way these are possibilities for humanity would turn out. But there's not a dang thing wrong with Cristaria's lost belt. Hell, things might even be better there than in proper human history. No fair, right? I swear. He was already the favorite to win before we even got started. No accounting for the luck of a born nobleman, huh? Burl, hold your tongue. Lord Cristaria conquered that city entirely on his own merits. Why else do you think he has no fewer than 3 divine spirits? You will hold your tongue as well, Ophelia. Beryl is not incorrect. But it's alright. It is plain to all that I will emerge the victor. No comments about how I go about claiming my inevitable victory will change that. Now then, hologram or not, I did not call you all here today to go over your lost belt's growth. An hour ago, one of my servants foretold the appearance of a spirit origin craft in a round circle. The spirit origin craft belongs to Chaldea, while the round circle no doubt refers to Mash Kirillite's shield. This means they are finally about to re-emerge from the void space following their escape from Antarctica. So they're still alive even after 3 whole months spent wandering of void space. I see, and after Koinskaya went to all the trouble to have the Mage Association appoint a new director who should have been easy to manipulate. Perhaps she made the wrong choice, Wudim. My servant could have destroyed the entire base, you know. No. Our plans was the best option available. Kali's defenses may not have been all airtight, but they were formidable nonetheless. In order for us to take control, it was necessary to convince Kalia to let us in willingly by disguising herself as staff, and then shut down Kalia from within. Had we done things differently, the Kalians would simply have ray-shifted away and stopped us. Koinskaya plan was well conceived. With the benefit of hindsight, the only issue is the fact that a certain servant did not act on their own accord, but that is hardly Kodak's fault. After all, of the 3 servants who served as the foreign god envoys, neither the priest nor Koinskaya were our own. So, do you know where the Chaldeans are going to show up? Lamentably, my servant predictions did not reach that far into the future. All I know is that they will emerge in a matter of hours. That's it? So, what we're supposed to do to get back to our posts and to keep each other's eyes out for? They'll emerge in Russia, inside the Lostbelt. How do you know that? Simple logic. How else? The only thing they know about Earth is the identities of the servants who attack Chaldea. That's their own possible connection for emerging from void space. For them, the Orchniki are both a threat and a means to determine the destination. Huh. Well, it all comes down to retribution, huh? We got them good. So now they want to get us back, which means they'll be gunning for me first and foremost. Perhaps anyway, if they are the kind of people to seek revenge, that will make them easier to deal with. Out for vengeance, huh? Man, that's rough. I doubt you'll be able to talk your way out of that one. I know. How about I help you out, Karak? You don't really go in for all that rough and tumble stuff, do you? If you want, I can play teacher for you. Show you how it's done. Hard pass. Stick to your own Lostbelt. I get enough big brother shit from Pepe. Ah, come on. I really am concerned for you, you know. Besides, we'll just call him Pepe. Pepe, more like our old man than our big bro. Yo, D, how you doing? We're just getting started here. Getting the intro through all the characters. So far, I'd say Atuka. She seems chill. Kodak, I don't know how I feel about him yet. But the guy I forgot, Pepe, yeah. Pepe's kind of strange. But fine. If you're set on doing this yourself, I can respect that. Good luck handling this yourself, Kodak. Go show the Grand Duchess what you're made of. Just don't push yourself too hard, alright? If things start looking dicey, don't be afraid to bail. Pepe's the homie? Oh man, I couldn't imagine how his story unfolds then. We're just competing. We're not enemies, but we got no use for cryptors who's lost their Lostbelt. If you just want to live out your life in peace, nobody's gonna stop you, right, Woody? Kodak, as you know, we have all consented to a non-aggression pact. As cryptors, our goal is to expand our respective Lostbelt territories. Eventually, our Lostbelt borders will clash, and one will inevitably be consumed. Like the strong Lostbelt will consume the weaker one. Thus will the Lostbelt with the strongest foundation of humanity feed upon the weaker one. But it is in that clash, and only in that clash, that Cryptor may interfere with another Cryptor's Lostbelt. If Chaldea does appear in Russia, then it falls to the King of Russia's Lostbelt to deal with them. Our duty is the reconstruction of humanity within our Lostbelt, to build a world where humans and gods can once more coexist in harmony. Ah, so now this explains why there's several Lostbelts now, because they have to go through each Lostbelt, winning each Lostbelt until they restore humanity. So I understand how the whole premise works now. When it clashed into the other one. Now that the foreign god invasion has ended, the task of Chaldea is extraneous at best. It is, at this stage, nothing more than a chore. Still, I suppose, I must admit that they remain a hindrance. They do have a great deal of experience overturning worlds. Kadak, I look forward to seeing what you are capable of. Eliminate the nuisance and grow Russia's tree as quickly as you can. Succeeding the latter should make the former markedly easier. For my part, I would like to see all the Lostbelts realize their full potential, for each is the potential humanity itself. It would be a travesty for one of them to end before its human history has had a chance to flourish. You don't have to tell me. I'm here to win as much as any of you. Come Lostbelt 6. Oh, he's all the way over there? Goodness. That's quite a distance. This is where I sign off. If Chaldea's coming for me, I'll be there to greet them. I'm going to head back to the throne as well. My king's thirst for exploration and conquest is insatiable. There's no telling what sort of trouble he might get into if I leave him alone for too long. Right then, I'll be off as well. Let me know if Russia sends out SOS. Alright, I must say though, you certainly seem happy about this, Burrow. You must get off on seeing Kadak struggling. Now, what sort of heartless bastard do you take me for, Pepe? I'm actually worried about him, you know. I was an only child, so I like to think of him as the little brother I never had. Why would I want to see him die? I just want to be a good big brother and look out for him. Besides, I'm thrilled to hear that he's still alive. I haven't been this happy since I first broke into their ICU. Dr. Roman kicked me out before we had a bit of a fun together back then. But now there's no one left to get in the way. Goodness me. I don't know what we're going to do about him. Anyway, I best be signing off too. Something doesn't seem right on my end either. But while you're here, David, there's something I'd like to ask you about regarding my report. What do you think about the cube in my Lostbelt? It's talking about the ley lines? I have little information to go on. Do you still want my thoughts? Of course, I would so love to hear your assessment. I think the thing is your Achilles heel. The weakest of the weak points for you and your Lostbelt. If Woodim or I had your Lostbelt, I'd be the first thing we get rid of. But in your particular case, Pepe, I will leave it alone. That's just who you are. I see, then maybe I'll wait and see how it goes. Though personally, I'd love to cut it out myself. Cut it out now. Alright, I'm signing off. Our next meeting, a month from now, yes? So, see you then. Each of the other cryptors has returned to their post. Are you sure this is the best? Lord Chris. Truthfully, I doubt Kadak is up to the task of maintaining Russia's Lostbelt. The Russian king's spirit origin and strength is on par with the divine spirit servant. You may be able to control him, Lord Chris, but there's no way Kadak can. And if the remnants of Chaldea show up here and start making trouble, there's no telling what might happen to Russia's Lostbelt. Are you worried about, are you worried, Kodaks? Lostbelt may be destroyed before it can become food for the food for the others, Ophelia? No, it's not that. It's just the way he's behaving left me in a bad feeling. And there are times when he prioritizes the Grand Duchess' wishes over our objectives. So, his rather ordinary nature has backfired very well. You do have a point. Cainus, it is time to make use of your sea-crossing authority. You will head for Russia and observe Kodak's actions. If he has indeed turned his back on our mission, you will see to his punishment. Are you kidding me? You're really sending me, the great Cainus, out to do your housekeeping. And all because the woman won't leave you alone. What sort of heroic spirit do you take me for? A trustworthy one, naturally. You may be a course, but that's your only pride. And since I have bested you in combat fair and square, I know you will not renege on your promise to me. Nor will you renounce your previous statements. Depending on the situation, unlike the gods, unless I am mistaken, and you are in fact just as fickle as they are. Anyways, I always got something to say, don't you, human? What a pompous, weak-kneed, pretentious scumbag. Fine. I'll be a little lapdog, but if you think I'm gonna forget about this humiliation, got another thing coming. My luck, no. The god's luck must be run out the day I lost to you. You want me to babysit this situation with humans struggling to fight back? Fine, I will. I can't believe you're using Cainus, the divine spirit, as nothing more than an envoy. Are you sure about sending Cainus away like this? Lord Chris, isn't she your bodyguard? It is of no consequence. That is why I made a contract with Cainus in the first place. I trust him to be my eyes. From here on, I'll be having him monitor the continent. I'll also have him stop by your Lostbelt as well. I advise you to take caution when he does. As you know, he's not overly fond of women like yourself. If you offend him, he may just end up erasing your Lostbelt, king and all. I'm not so sure about that. My Lostbelt king is certainly a deal more subdued than Russia's, yes. However, her power is easily a match for divine spirits. On top of that, I have the strongest knight over to live in my charge. I can't imagine either of them having anything to fear, even from the divine spirit Cainus. I see. I suppose I have nothing. I need to say nothing more. The fate of your Lostbelts will have an impact on mine as well. If possible, prefer that our respective Lostbelts be the last two remaining in our competition. Our victory may be inevitable, but some manner of winning are better than others, and my victory must want for nothing. I expect great things from you, Ophelia. I need as many capable compatriots as possible. Alright, so they're already fixing the brackets here, right? It's like, I expect you to see me in the end. Yes, Lord Chris. I promise I won't let you down. The roots of cosmic fantasy have descended upon us. The advent of foreign gods is at hand. After 3 months, the Lostbelts have finished their rewrites. Both this planet and the next generation of human history now belong to us. But that is not enough. I will not be satisfied with that alone. The stages from proper human history abandon humans and their naivety. He who called himself the King of Mages first pitied humanity, but soon washed his hands of them. Talking about Merlin, but not me. I will never relax my grip. It has been 2,000 years since mystics disappeared, when the foundation of the world were passed on to mankind. Now I will attempt to reach a world that no sage ever could. I will attempt to enact an idea that no mage has ever before conceived. Just you watch, Marsbury atmosphere. Watch as I achieve what you only dare to dream of. She can like traverse dimensions, I suppose. Alright, Empire of Beast. Oh, still more lore. Okay, no problem. Lostbelt 1, I should say. Empire of Beast. There we go. Dang, it's really getting bad out here. But I still can smell 3 of them. If I don't take them out, I'll starve this winter for sure. Guess I'll just have to hang in there a little longer. Dang, it's a good shot. Thank you, little. Sheena. Go to. No. Dang, what a waste. Ah, now its brains are leaking out. Guess it's time to pack it in. Dang it, I'm hungry. I really don't want to starve to death. Whoa, what was that earthquake? Was that one of the big guys? If it was, I guess I won't have to worry about starving to death. Dang it, it's so cold. It's never this cold. I can't tell if orchids are listening or not, as usual. Looks like it's gonna be a especially harsh winter. On a different note, what the hell's up with that tree? It's almost like, looks like a giant tower. In this version of history, the demonic beasts have been present since the very beginning. Humanity here evolved along a particular unique route in order to combat both the beast and the perpetual blizzard that shrouded the land. In this world, there is nothing worse than weakness. To die is to admit defeat. Here, strength is justice, and justice strength. It is a world of permafrost, where the notion of might makes right has been taken to its logical conclusion. And now, Paragon and his companions are about to set foot in this alternate history. Poe. Warning, Poe. Poe. I think I'm finally getting used to my room here. Oh? Good morning, Paragon. Are you awake? Of course I am. Oh good, then I hope you don't mind if I come in. I brought you some breakfast. Of course, we still only have rations, and only enough for another six days too. It's a lot better than nothing. Thanks, Smash. We're still continuing our zero sail. It's been about a week since we embarked. Fortunately, the enemy organization that took over Caldia doesn't seem to have followed us here. But I wish I knew how long this was going to continue. Time is one of the fundaments of our universe. But time doesn't intrinsically have a past or a future. Those are just axes we came up with to help us keep track of it. As long as time goes on, a little shakeup before or after won't make any difference. But here in void space, time doesn't go on. We won't suffer the effects of age as long as we stay here, but we also don't know what will happen once we emerge into normal space. We might return at exactly the instant we left, or we might find that we've been gone for hundreds of years. I wouldn't be surprised if we just aged instantly as soon as we exit void space, like when Urashima Toro opened the Tame Tobacco. So we're not going to surface? No, we will. But we first need to ensure it'll be safe to do so. That's not stopping Director Gordoff from demanding to surface at 7 o'clock every morning, but still. In fact, it's about that time right now. Now we go to the cockpit Paragon. Oh. I must say, I was relieved to find out the Shadow Border's interior is more spacious than it looks from the outside. Da Vinci says she managed to give it twice as much room by warping its internal space. Thanks to that, we have just enough living facilities to cover the bare necessities. I do feel a little bad that all 4 staff members have to share one room though. Oh. Thank you for your concern, Poe. I have special needs as a demi-servant. I'm staying in the treatment room by myself. As for the other private rooms, oh yes, Director Gordoff is staying in the captain's quarters. Da Vinci has her capsule in the computer room, and Holmes seems to be sleeping in the workshop. Qfo. We also have air conditioning, a storage room, and an armory. Although the new director has prohibited us from going in there. And since we have 2 large cruisers worth of space, Da Vinci and Holmes were even able to make the cockpit/bridge several meters wide. Alright, let's go ahead to the cockpit now. Enough of this nonsense. Oh, this guy ate like half the rations, didn't he? Let me see. You flimsy excuse for a detective. Why do you insist on keeping us here? We must be in a safe zone by now. It is, as I have said, a more difficult question than you seem to realize. We must first discuss how we might even define a safe zone. For example, can we say that we are safe here in the void space thanks to a lack of enemies in our vicinity? I'm afraid the answer is a resounding no. For that matter, there are no enemies to be found in void space. Consequently, we need not concern ourselves with attempts at pursuit. No, what we must concern ourselves with is a threat far greater, one that quite literally surrounds us. In other words, my good music, the question is not one of when we should emerge, but how. You mean to tell me it's not even possible for us to leave? How can you be so blasé about such a nightmarish prospect. It looks like Holmes and the new director are getting along nicely. Paragon, I'm almost sorry to interrupt them. Good morning, everyone. Paragon and Mash Light reporting in for latest status update. Good morning. Ah, good morning, you two. Have you already had breakfast? Yes, thank you. I had an Italian cuisine ration myself, and Paragon's just about to have his. Oh, so you lower level employees are stuck with rations, eh? How sad. Wow. I had a plate of warm French toast and tea with extra milk myself. Oh my goodness. Eating like a king, alright. It is, of course, important to my role as captain. The captain needs a lot of calories to have enough energy to keep the crew together. I mean, that is a true statement. I swear. Who do you think you are, hogging all the halfway decent, non-perishable for yourself? Ah, nothing wrong with that. The quality of one's diet has a pronounced effect on one's mental state, after all. Those who are willing to endure discomfort should make every effort to eat well on a daily basis. Besides, a hot cup of tea is a small price to pay if it helps eliminate the greatest source of disorder in our little community. Yep, don't you agree, Mr. Manuir? Well, I can't argue with that, especially when the guys who's less willing to deal with discomfort than anyone is actually managing it. Ah, you mean me? Not to worry, I still have a store of my own little remedy to fall back on. If the times ever comes when I need to calm my nerves, it should do the trick nicely. Why? I keep going like this for a month. Oh. Well, never mind how strong your willpower is. You still haven't answered my question, Holmes. You just told me it isn't that you refuse to emerge, but that we can't emerge. What did you mean by that? And remember, I have appointed Eucalia new administrative advisor. He's gonna be like, it's like negative 40 degrees outside. Why don't you step out and find out how cold it is out there? How about you show a little gratitude for the appointment? Now tell me exactly what is going on. I'm not normally particularly concerned with titles, but I must say, being an administrative advisor has been a novel experience. To be honest, I'm rather excited to be exercising my own untapped talents to meet this shop's demands. How did this end up happening? Does Director Gordov have a death wish or something? Well, he already got Da Vinci serving as his technical advisor, right? He probably just appointed Holmes to administrative stuff because he doesn't have any other managers to help him right now. I can hear you, you know. Now come on, Holmes, out with it. Are we going to survive or are we not? I'm afraid survive is too broad of a term for me to provide a satisfactory answer, but I can at least outline the possible results of our emergence. Yo, Palm, how you doing? Strictly speaking, it's not that we cannot emerge, rather we have nowhere to emerge to. At the present moment, we are voyaging across the void space, a world existing on a negative vector, to put it another way. So in order to return to reality, we need a connection to it. An anchor, if you will. Fortunately, anything that should be able to serve as an anchor as long as it exists in reality. So as long as someone here has such a connection, we should be able to escape from this void space. However, we are unable to do so at this time, which means the world itself has been utterly wiped clean. Ah, that's ridiculous. What do you mean, wiped clean? Then there's nothing left anywhere? I am certainly willing to admit that it was terrifying seeing those meteoroids. I suppose they were falling to Earth while we were in Antarctica. Given their size, the impact must have been absolutely devastating. No doubt the destruction was many times worse than the Tunguska event. Terrible as that may be, there is simply no way that that could have been a cataclysm capable of wiping every nation off the face of the earth. And of course, let us not forget the clock tower. London's clock tower has been around for millennia. It is the greatest bastion of magecraft in existence, guarded by hundreds of defense mechanisms. There's no possible way it could be destroyed. This Himdall? Oh wait, you still going for that man? I got her. I got ML Polly, but I still need to get her up to level 60 for the tournament. Did you just believe what happened with the Mist City? Oh. With all due respect, Gordor, I'm afraid the Mage Association in London has been destroyed as well. Every single nation. All destroyed. With the exception of those of us here, the entirety of humanity has been wiped from existence. Or at least so Woodim believes. Otherwise, he would never have made this proclamation. Yeah, the aliens came through and just wiped everyone out. That's impossible. The world couldn't possibly be destroyed so easily. It couldn't possibly. Right? You all agree, don't you? No, there's like, we seen it like, what does it say? We seen it like, singularities, like 8 times, I think, on The Verge. What are you looking so glum? Stop that. Aragon. You may be a cheeky little bastard, but I can tell you have sensibilities much more in line with my own. Go on, you tell them. Tell them Holmes is making this all up or wrong or something. This isn't the first time this sort of thing has happened. Huh. Don't tell me you're serious about this too. Aren't you like me? It can't be. Then there's really is nothing at all left on Earth. Not even my beloved Hawaii, or the Monaco Grand Prix, or the racetrack I always dreamed of visiting one day, the Suzuka circuit. This is terrible, but then again, this could be our chance to create a brand new organization for Magecraft from scratch. What do you all think? Well, life gives you lemons, right? And how would we do when all the rest of humanity has been wiped out? But hey, if you want to make an association of one, go nuts, old man. I'm not old. I may have a year or two on you, but I'm still a dashing specimen in the prime of my youth. Dashing, I tell you. All that said, we do have one possible exit point. There's something on Earth to which we both have a connection, and that has a solid chance of existing. The Orphiciniki, the Black Garble army that attacked Chaldea. We know of them, and they know of us. And that makes an almost complete connection between our two groups. If we were to emerge now, we would most likely do so wherever they currently are. You mean, we end up at their HQ? I see. Right into the heart of enemy territory, eh? The world certainly be extremely dangerous. That would be extremely dangerous, I should say. Yes, it would. But we can't stay here in the void space forever. The shadow border reserves are running low. We're almost out of food, water, and power. Indeed, we will need to emerge as soon, no matter what, but I would like to do so at the best possible time. Fortunately, we have the paper moon, a compass capable of measuring standard space and void space simultaneously. We have been using it in all this time to look for a comparatively safe location wherever we emerge, which is to say an area devoid of hostiles. Isn't that right, Da Vinci? I take it you're about done by now? Good morning, everyone. It's me, Da Vinci. No need to fill me in. I've been listening along this whole time. In fact, whenever I'm acting at the computer room's bio unit, I can see everything that happens inside the shadow border. So don't go thinking you can keep any secrets from me. Gordo, that goes for you too, Holmes. The eyebrow. Now then, I've already got my eye on an area crawling with Orchiniki. I've also gone ahead and plotted a course to emerge there. As luck would have it, we're even nearly a current that should do the trick nicely. If we head the way now, we could hitch a ride and be carried along that course in about 5 minutes. If we miss the wave, we'll have to wait 10 days for next one. So, thinking about all this, if Da Vinci would have originally died back there, and she wouldn't have come up with plan B, which is Holmes, this whole expedition would be screwed right here. Like, they wouldn't have any, like, brain people on here. So it'd be like, I guess we'll just wander aimlessly through the shadow border, emerge out, and boom, game over. By that time, the shadow border will be almost completely out of power. So what I'm getting at is, if we're going to emerge, is now or never. You got it. That's what I like to hear, Paragon. Make sure to stop by and thank me for being so amazing later. Incidentally, according to the paper moon, this wave will bring us back to standard space approximately 90 days after we left. So that means we'll be emerging around early April in the year 2020. Oh no, not during lockdown. Not this, not that. Don't send us back to 2020. Man, we really lucked out. One wrong move and we could have ended up on a wave that would have taken there 300 years later. If we emerge into a standard space then, it'd probably be way too late to do anything. Slow down, slow down. You mean a few days difference can affect our exit time that much? Is that normal for zero sail travel? If we emerge 100 years later, the music residence would be no more than a ruin. You can't do that. That's my house. Notice how much quicker he is to grasp stuff when it affects him directly. Try to remember that everything on Earth has already been destroyed. Now then, it seems we are faced with a decision. The perfect wave on which we can ride to recenter reality is nearly upon us. Are you all prepared to take it? There's no telling what the world will look like when we get there. All we can say for certain at this point is that we will be emerging on Orphichik's home turf. We are likely to be attacked the moment we appear. Even so, let's just stay the course. Couldn't agree more. I knew I saw potential in you. Oh, what was that, Mr. Manure? I don't know. We collided with something. Now the left screw has shut down. We found the void space border wall. The collision has damaged our armor. Part of the logic formula is missing. What did you say? The armor's been damaged. Why did you impoverished fools use such cheap materials? Wow. Isn't that a contradictory statement? If I still had my fortune, money would have been no object. Ah, he must have spent all his money acquiring Chaldea. Oh, well, this certainly isn't good. We can't maintain the vehicle's balance anymore. Looks like this is it for our maiden zero sail. At least we should still be able to raise the bow and recenter standard pace. But after that, I think we'll need to step outside to make repairs. Step outside in the cold. Holmes. Quite so. Given the circumstances, our hands are tied. This is indeed the end for our maiden zero sail. All hands prepare to emerge. All done talking? Then let's go catch ourselves a wave. I didn't agree to that. Wait, let me get my seatbelt on. All hands, take your seats. You are not to get incapacitated under any circumstances. That goes for you too, Paragon. As long as you're strapped in, you won't suffer any serious injuries. Trust me, I speak from experience. Activating paper moon. Initiating planet navigational chart plus/minus convergence. Commencing shadow borders docking sequence into reality boundary. Firing is distance verification tether into reality space. Originate's anchor point confirmed. What's going to happen? Nobody knows. Nobody can even guess. So we must be prepared for anything. The only way we can learn what awaits us when we emerge is to see it for ourselves. Emerging from void space. 30 seconds until arrival in reality space. Zero cell complete. Emerging into reality space. The Grand Duchess of the Beast Nation. Maybe I should level up Anastasia. And play her here. Reality space anchor attached. Reality verification complete. Establishing shadow border's existence. Zero cell returns successfully. I say, I'm alive, I'm alive. My limbs have never felt so solid. It's like I've gained several kilograms since we were in the void space. Attention, an armor plate came loose during re-entry. Further zero cells currently impossible. Please replenish materials and food supplies and perform regular repairs and tune-up on the shadow board to ensure future safe travels. I see. It's a wonder the shadow board held up this well, given the less than ideal circumstances in which we did it. We're back on Earth. We can go outside. Fresh air at last. I know, I wonder what's like outside now. We're not bobbling around, so we're probably on land. Quit shoving. I know how you feel, but I can't lock the door until you settle down. Let's see, first we release this bolt? Well now. I suppose I ought to have expected this. Who wouldn't be curious about the state of the world now, given the circumstances? It is, after all, our home. We have fought so hard to protect it. The miracle of our return from such a perilous voyage no doubt pales in comparison. Indeed, I would expect nothing less from Chaldea's staff. Though, I must say, is a tad too dazzling for me to view directly. Everyone's rushing toward the cockpit emergency exit. Are you sure you don't want to join the Paragon? You better believe I'm gonna go check it out right away. Not you too, Paragon. Dang it, what about me? It's okay. Is it okay if I leave the monitor for a little? Holmes, I wanted to see what it's like out there with my own two eyes. I'm sorry, Mr. Midir, but someone has to stay here and keep an eye on the monitor. After all, I too have been waiting with bated breath to see what lies on the other side of the door. Oh, is that so? Fine. What do I care? I'm just a sad, lonely geek anyway. Midir always gets the shaft, so why should things change now? The emergency exit is opening. Paragon, we're finally going to have some natural light. Light? It's... It's... It's cold as fuck. Go back inside. Freezing. How very cold is it? My coat is frosting over. Quick, close the door. Yes, sir. Oh, I thought I was done for. But that snowfield we saw for a brief moment. Man, that was a close one. Good thing I cranked up the heat. Is everyone okay? You should know better than to just open the door the moment we stop in some strange part of the world. I trust you all learned your lessons? Yes? No more going outside after a zero sail until we finish checking the conditions around the anchor point. Failing to follow the protocol could be hazardous to your health. Now, are you all ready to hear my report? Yes, I'm truly sorry for acting carelessly. But what's going on with the blizzard? It's a perfectly ordinary blizzard, just like the ones we're all well acquainted with by this point. There's no atmospheric pollution, and no hostiles in the area. Presently, the shadow border is smack dab in the middle of the blizzard. The odd bit is that it's 100 degrees below zero out there. So if you plan to go outside and want to live more than a couple minutes, you'll need some serious cold protection. And if that wasn't enough, take a look at this footage. What is this? Is that an aurora and a storm? Looks like a massive supercell. How am I supposed to figure out the scales here with no frame of reference? It does look like it's rather big, but... well, it's big alright. Ready to have your minds blown? The storm is literally endless. It covers every inch of Russia, like a wall around the entire world. And the aurora blocks all kinds of electromagnetic waves, so it's completely impossible to break through. I can tell some of you want to write it off as just a storm, but you really shouldn't. This storm can tear steel apart, level entire cities, even destroy the world as we know it. No wonder people thought of it as a god during the Age of Gods. Remember, storms are the single most powerful source of naturally produced energy on the planet. And one this massive is bound to be ranging around with all the energy of a nuclear bomb. It stretches as far as the eye can see. Humanity has yet to invent anything in the way of a vehicle capable of breaking through a storm like this. Nothing can get through this storm. No weapon, no vehicle, nothing. Not even hope. Which means that even once we get the shadow board up and running, we won't be able to leave this place. In short, we are trapped in a world about which we know nothing. Now, Gordolf. At least we are no longer in any immediate danger. For that matter, the zero cell was incredibly dangerous in its own right, since it inverted our very existence into the negative zone. I believe it would benefit our chance of survival tremendously if we were to regroup here. Well, it is certainly an emergency. And we do need to regroup, huh? Da Vinci, does the shadow board possess the ability to camouflage itself? Of course it does. This vessel is designed to handle the void. It's got tons of features. In fact, it has optical and conceptual camouflage. It messes with all the observer's perceptions and senses. And for the moment, we need to worry about the danger finding us from the outside. That, of course, does not account for the possible problem from the inside. Why do we only have one blanket per person? And why are you being so stingy with the heat? Don't you realize it's getting colder in here by the minute? Do you want us to freeze to death? What other choice do we have, Gordor? We've got to save all the power we can right now. Deal with it. Besides, the way things are going, we'll probably starve to death before we freeze to death. Because I don't see us finding more food in this mess. So if we don't have anything left to eat, don't worry, we still have a little bit left. I'm just saying we need to find more food and soon. Indeed, food is but one of several problems we face. Let us take stock of our current situation. I got a reading on the temperature out there. It's exactly what technical advisor Da Vinci said it was. 100 degrees below zero. No human being could survive in this. As for our positions, it looks like we're somewhere in Russia. Russia? Dang! So Holm was right. We have literally fallen right into the Orp's laps. But hang on, how is that possible? I know we were adrift for some time, but how could we reach Russia from Antarctica? We would have to sail halfway across the world for that to happen. Did void space make that possible? More or less. In void space, real-world distance have no meaning. Instead, the distance we can travel corresponds exactly to the time it takes to calculate coordinates and verify our existence. Now, take a look at the paper moon. Yo, Savage, how you doing? That's a two-dimensional world map. I can see 7 locations that seem to be layered differently than the rest of the map. So they are. I didn't notice it at first since this thing loops around on itself, but you're right. It reminds me of 7 singularities that caused the incineration of humanity. Though of course, the current circumstance differs substantially. The 7 singularities existed at different points in time, a vertical axis. But in this time period, these 7 abnormal regions exist simultaneously. And Russia, where are we now, is one such region. Are they singularities? It's too early to tell. Given what Chris said during his transmission, I believe these regions are not the past, but so cold. I finished looking over the shadow border. Nice work. You must have been freezing, even in just a few short minutes you were out there. Oh, how's my baby holding up? Well, frankly, it won't be possible to make repairs. Yeah, I was like, oh, I was like, you're just in time. This whole thing, there wasn't any battles. Looks like this stream will be battleless, right? This is all lore for the first node, what it appears like. For starters, we don't have a logic formula to let us withstand void space, nor do we have the armor plating we would need to carve the formula into. And well, the engine's not in great shape after we overtaxed it. We'll need at least a little time to get back up and running. It's still so cold, but at least it's not as bad as now. It should warm up a little once it gets to midday. As long as we avoid working at night, we should be able to get by with just our snowsuits. Glad to hear it. Make sure you grab a hot shower before you catch cold or anything. It's too late. The director used up all the hot water. This is the one time you'll get to rest up as much as you want. In fact, maybe you prefer a hot bath. No thank you. A hot towel will do. We really have to conserve electricity now, after all. Good, let us take matters one problem at a time. At the moment, our most pressing concern is this singularity-esque location. I trust our director has no issue with us investigating this land and correcting the problem. New director, not at all. As a devoted magecraft practitioner myself, I cannot turn a blind eye to this matter. If there is a singularity to be corrected, we must do so simply as a matter of course. Furthermore, the shadow border armor is damaged, and we are unable to move from our current location. In which case, one of us must venture out. and find someone with whom we can barter or negotiate or arrange for a suitable replacement of our missing armor plate. Find a barter and these conditions? Impossible. And fix the singularity while they're at it. I'll go. Ah, yes. You are the only one here who with nothing better to do. Dang, dude. You may not currently have any servants capable of aiding you in battle, but you are still a master. Furthermore, you are far and away the most experienced fighter out of everyone here. At this point, you are the only one we can send to investigate this area. It will be extremely dangerous. As the administrative advisor, I'm ashamed I must ask of this of you. Then, will you be escorting Paragon as his bodyguard, Holmes? Naturally, I will do so to the best of my abilities. Fieldwork is, of course, one of my many specialties, I should say. Not only many specialties. Now, regarding your mystic code. Wait, that won't do at all. The Director Gordo? Holmes, you're one of our precious few fighters. As the only servant capable of handling this situation, I forbid you from living this vehicle. This armored car is the last bastion of humanity itself. There must be a combat-ready servant here to defend it. So you are to stay here and do exactly that, Holmes. Understand? That is a direct order from your commander. Oh, is it just a servant you need? There's another one right here, you know. Or have you ever forgotten about me and my genius? You're not a real servant. Dang, tell him again, Gordo. You're just an imitation who's lost any combat ability you may have had. Holmes is the only real servant we have, and we can't afford to send him out in a dangerous area we still know nothing about. Paragon, during our investigation, you adamantly refused to cooperate with us, correct? Each and every time we asked you if a certain report was all made up, and insisted that you lot never actually saved the world. All you said was, Kalia fulfilled his mission admirably. Ah, not bad for you youngster like yourself. Indeed, I commend your attitude. As such, I see no problem with my plan whatsoever. You're a proven warrior, as you demonstrated by repairing the past singularities. Oh, now you put some respect in it, okay? What sort of director would I be if I didn't trust a proven master? A poor excuse for one. That's what. And so I am placing my implicit trust on you. So listen up. You are to go on this expedition alone. The rest of us will relay instructions to you from this operation room. Dang, he put us out in the cold like that? Cold world, man. What? You can't make Paragon handle this alone. Does this mean you are withdrawing the testimony you provided to the inquiry board? Were your claims that Kalia had not been sitting around merely twiddling his thumbs for the last year no more than lies? We should have left this guy back. Now it's our chance to take him out, tie him in a chair, make sure he stops yapping. I'll go. Of course I'll go. Indeed, but Mr. Paragon and the new director are correct. The shadow border's destruction would mean the end of humanity itself. It is indeed important that we investigate this area, but we must concentrate the bulk of our efforts on keeping the shadow border and the paper moon safe. Therefore, I'll remain guard the shadow border and do whatever I can do to aid the expedition from here. All that said, the fact remains that it would also be reckless to send Mr. Paragon on his own. That's right, speak some sense into this. It is 100 degrees below zero outside, and there's no telling what else may be lying in the wait. Hey, no telling. I know that. I won't send him without a buddy. Let's see. Why don't you call me old man? What was his name again? Satu Pikata? Okay. What if he sends me Monuir? I was like, alright, that's your buddy right there. Oh crap, it was him. Oh, you done messed up now. It's the cooking method that uses butter and lemon juice. It tool? Paragon? That's it. Manuia. Get your armaments in order. You'll be joining Paragon on his expedition. He's on his way to join the Throne of Heroes after this expedition. I knew it. Why me? Huh. You're an operator. Your job is to man the controls and keep an eye on the monitors. Now that the border is part, this is simply the best for you to make yourself useful. Besides, if worse comes to worse, I know someone who can fill in as the driver. Oh, himself, that is. I mean, you're not wrong, but dang it, I guess I got no choice. Wait. I'll go with Paragon. I believe that would be the best possible solution. For one thing, I have very few ways to be useful here than Mr. Minuir does. And I can also fight for the brief periods, just like I did at Chaldea. I don't know. I'm afraid that is a course of action I cannot support. What about you, Da Vinci? I hate to say it, but I do think Paragon will need a companion, and MASH is an old hand when it comes to investigating unexplored areas by now. As long as she agrees not to engage in combat as servant unless absolutely necessary, and to focus solely on providing support. Excuse me. He's the best partner Paragon could ask for. It's not my place to try to stop her. Hey, Mash. Yes, Paragon. Let's go explore this place together. Of course, Paragon. I'll be happy to accompany you on this expedition. Good. Fortunately, I expected something like this might happen one day. So I suppose this is as good a time as any to show you the mystic I made for exploring popular regions. Here you go, Paragon. And Mash, here's the snowsuit. Wait, oops. Here's a snowsuit I made just for you. Excellent. Then be off with you. And whatever you do, do not throw your lives away. Understand? If you must die, make sure that you find a valuable lead before you do so. How did we report the lead back? Seriously, you really do need to work on your goodbyes. What was wrong with that? I thought it was quite the encouraging speech. Wow, you are serious. You're a noble through and through, aren't you? I'm amazed you managed to survive this long without dying in solitude. Did you just luck out and get a really good maid or something? I'll have you know, I never experienced solitude once in my life. My tutor, Tool the Fourth, was so strict, he would barely leave me alone. What an imprudent little familiar. If only you acted as cute as you look. So, in his eyes, she's cute and not funny. Alright, so let's go here. The beast. Oh, it's just Mashu? With the power down? No CE? I'll tell you what. No CE madness. Get that out of here. We'll give her necromancy. Wait. Where's necro? Wait, let me just get necromancy for her. She's soloing it. Take this. Alright, now she's ready to fight. There we go. can't hurt or to wear a swimsuit over your Arctic Mystic code. Not that it's likely to do much good when it's a freaking 100 degrees below out there. Yeah, the first battle. And this will be like the only node we'll be able to go to, because this is a 3-part node. And it took forever. And the tragic part is like there wasn't any support. It was a fixed battle. Listen, I know what Gordup said, but make sure you don't go taking any unnecessary risk. Just take it easy and focus on staying alive first and foremost. It'll be a hell of a waste if I die now, after all. Right? There's all sorts of fun things out there just waiting for you to experience. I knew you had potential, Paragon. Once this is all taken care of, you'll have to come check out my hometown sometime. You haven't lived until you've seen France, you know. Oh, and MASH? I don't want you overdoing it either, got it? I know that you really helped us out back at Chaldea. But the fact is, you've got serious limits as a demi-servant. So if you encounter any hostiles, just keep on keeping your distance. Just keep focusing on keeping on your distance, okay? All the more so if Paragon in a tight spot, whatever it takes, you two better make it back here alive. We will. Thank you, Mr. Munir. Oh, and Paragon, you can take this. This is... Listen up. We're going to investigate the surrounding area first. Once we find something of interest, we'll let you know and tell you where to go. If you can manage to secure a ley line, you should be able to summon servants again. Also, that was ley lines that guy was talking about in the things. He's like, those, I would get rid of those things from the world so people can't summon servants. As for power, you'll have to make do somehow. Maybe take advantage of a natural phenomenon. A natural phenomenon? I bet Da Vinci and Holmes figured something out. You're the one who took care of all the singularities. I don't have to tell you what an accomplishment that is. You've met at least 1 or 2 servants who's crazy enough to answer a summon, no matter the circumstance. That is true. Dante's is like, yo, you out there getting mind control, about to get killed? I'm here, you know. So as long as you can get the bare minimum of energy into that spirit origin graph, you gotta be able to summon at least 1 servant. You probably won't be able to get a really strong one, though. Our magical energy supply here doesn't hold a candle to Chaldea's. But even so, any heroic spirit you get to help you would be a godsend at this point. So do what you gotta do to make that happen. Got it. Honestly, I have no idea what's coming. The doctor's gone and so more than half of our staff. I never thought things would get worse than what they were back in New Orleans. In Orleans, I should say, yep. But here we are, and just like back then, you're our only hope, Paragon. Good luck. You can count on me. I know we can. Oh. If it's not asking too much, try to find some fish. Do that and I'll treat you to some of the best home cooking you ever had. Find some fish in this at negative 100 degrees. I'm all set too, Paragon. Let's go. Man, what a blizzard. Oh. Oh, are you going to be okay in this cold? Howdy, Dark. How you doing? I think he's probably fine. Testing. Hello, can you guys hear me? You can? Great, looks like we got comms working. Not sure what kind of range we'll get in this storm though. Now then, the first order of business. We'll be looking for a ley line. Here's what I'm thinking. Start by heading north, then turn east. If you still haven't found a ley line after a while, then you continue west. Once that's done, come back to the battle border before you check out the south. What do you think of that? Any thoughts to share? Am I doing a better job than me? You're the same dependable Da Vinci you always were. Great, glad to hear it. Alright, I'll be checking in every 5 minutes. So if you stop hearing from me, that's your cue to turn around and head back. Got that, you two? Got it. Understood, Da Vinci. Oh, and let me be clear about one more thing. If you encounter any locals, leave the negotiation to us. Even our comms. I can cast a simple charm spell to win over any ordinary person you run into. Oh, he can do that. Maybe we should only use that as a last resort, Director. Charm spells do work quickly, but their effects also wear off rapidly as well. There will be no way of knowing when our unwittingly collaborator might return to their senses. As such, I believe it would be both safer and wiser for you to employ your natural charms here. It's like it won't work, just do it here. This game is extremely long. It'll probably take you like 2 years to get to where I am currently at the moment. It's very long. Unless you skip all the lore, it'll probably take you like 6 months probably. Do we encounter any locals? I believe the best thing to do would be for Mr. Paragon to initiate the negotiations. Once both parties have reached a mutual understanding, we can then have them come to the border. I see. Indeed, my own natural charisma would be the surest way to succeed. Very well then. We shall use your plan then. Da Vinci, is there any pomade to be found in this car? I'll need to make sure my hair is perfect for the occasion. First impressions are everything after all. Yeah, so you could probably get here within like 6 months to a year. But this game is just to summon things, it's quite difficult. I'll give you that warning. There'll be a lot of banners you'll have to like choose what you want to roll on and what you want to skip. Sure, I could whip up something like that. They'll do the trick. Dang, Holmes, you played him like a fiddle. Well, I am the world's greatest detective. Besides, I wasn't being entirely untruthful. Gordov does have a certain dignity, the sort that comes from being raised in a distinguished noble family. And that's something that Mr. Paragon can and should do without. Oh. Okay, Paragon. Let's start heading north. This blizzard really does go as far as the eye can see, and it seems the temperature has dropped even lower since we left. Yeah, it's really cold. Okay, only cold, eh? You have my amazing mystic coat to thank for that. The temperature you're experiencing right now can freeze hot water, or turn a banana hard enough to use as a hammer. Okay, that's enough heading north. Now try going east. Understood. Okay, Paragon, let's head east. We went west. Paragon, take a look at that. All I can see is snow. That doesn't look like the bands of light we saw in the singularities. What could it be? A skyscraper? A tower? Maybe it's a tree. Whatever it is, it's certainly enormous. Was that noise? What was that noise, Da Vinci? Yeah, I'm detecting a hostile from here. Looks like a low-rank phantasmal. Maybe a demonic beast? Just one of them, but it's headed your way from the east and looks to be spoiling for a fight. So we found dinner. Got it. Let's get out of here, Mash. Roger, let's head south. Oh. What was that roar? I'm picking up new hostiles at Paragon's 12 and 9 o'clock. Dang! The pack of wolves came up. And another one at 6. They're surrounded. Oh god. There's 6 more. That cry earlier must have signaled others. They just keep coming. So they know to surround their prey. These creatures would appear to understand how to hunt. Which means there's an established ecosystem, even in this frigid world. But that is a matter for later. Mr. Paragon, Da Vinci, I'm sorry to ask you to break the rules right off the bat. Miss Kirlight, I trust you know what to do. Make your way through the demonic beast to the south and return here at once. What's going to happen if you lead a huge pack of demonic beasts here? They just want to say hi. Remember, the Shadow Board is the very last bastion of humanity. They gotta say, this director looking mighty plump right now. At any rate, I'll find the weakest link in their formation and try to break through. Master, your orders, please. Alright, just don't push yourself too hard. Understood. Alright, so we got guts. So this is best case scenario. I feel like this is a losing fight. Yeah, it doesn't feel too good attacking these things. That's a huge... What type of level match do they think I have? Goodness, she's only level 40. She's only level 40. What do you want? Alright, she's definitely... If I don't do this, she definitely dies. Come on, Mash, follow me. Understood. We need to make our escape while we can. Stop. Mashu. A gun. A rifle. A rifle, in point of fact, judging by the sound. One wielded, it would seem, by a skilled marksman. Considering they incapacitated the beast with a single shot to the head. Well done. Take this. Are you guys nuts? What were you thinking? Running right into the middle of a crick pack. Huh? It's a furry? Ain't no way. I'm guessing you guys came from the capital looking for something to eat. But you're not gonna have much more luck out here in the boonies. What the? A furry? What the hell are you guys? What's just what? Why is your skin so smooth? Smooth skin. Wait, please wait. We just want to. Please calm down. Let's stay down, boy. Down. Wait a second. Are you guys mages? Aw. Dang it. Come on, follow me. Crickets are cowards, but if you stick around too long, they'll call more friends and overwhelm you. This thing knows English? He just hefted that huge amount of beast like it was nothing. Come on, move it. Let's go along with him, Ash. Right, I'll bring up the rear Paragon. Dang it, the Crickets are restless today. What'd you guys do to get them so worked up? I don't know. Come on, keep moving. Otherwise, the Cricket will have you for dinner. Unless their noise attracts a Volvoltron first. I'm sorry, what's a Volvoltron? You don't want to find out. Oh wait, a giant serpent with multiple heads that can wipe out an entire village easy as you like. Don't you guys know anything? Smooth skin? Okay, we're here. Dang it. The orphanages are on patrol. They'll collect my killer's taxes. What? He's getting taxed like that? Oh my goodness. I didn't know Britain was here. Listen up. Don't let any other Yaga see you. They're always looking for more sacrifices for the overseeing the kill. Or I gotta say it right. Oprichiniki. We gotta find somewhere to hide. Oh, what's with you guys? Oh, I now see. I see. They're after you guys. Come with me. Any enemy of the Oprichiniki is a friend of mine. I think I can help you out if you have something to offer in return. Paragon, offer him pets on the head. Let's ask for his help. Huh. You, Colden, have less pride than I thought. Where's a Colden? Well, whatever. Let's just take it nice and easy. Hey, if it isn't Patax, try to stay out of sight. Do you smell that weird scent too? Is it coming from those two? It's coming from the demonic beast, obviously. Don't bleed it out properly. No leisure for the poor, huh? You sure you're gonna make it through the winter like that? Guess you're not worried about yourself, huh? Nope. I got plenty stored away. If you ever find yourself low on food, how about I sell you some on the cheap? But you will have to tell me where your best hunting grounds are. I'll think about it. See you around. Hey, your little friends there wouldn't be with the rebel army, would they? Because if they are, you know, I gotta report them to the Oprichiniki, Tsar's decree and all. If these guys turn out to be with the rebel army, I'm gonna tell the Oprichiniki you and I are the best of friends. Oh, dang. Dang, betrayal? Come on, cut that out. We're not friends. We barely know each other. You sure about that? Because we've been having a good long talk for a while now. Can't you feel everyone else is watching us? Dang it. Alright, let's hurry up and get to my house before anyone else comes sniffing around. Good. The Oprichiniki still don't know you're here. Thank you so much. Don't need your thanks. Just give me something as compensation. It's all about bartering, right? Something, huh? What should we do, Paragon? What information suffice? Oh, what the hell is that? I'll take the device, thank you. Magecraft-based communication. Since you realize those two are mages, assume your kind would possess a deep knowledge of magecraft. But judging from your response, it appears that your kind have only ever heard of magecraft. Am I correct? Oh, so it's not actually real? I assure you it is. I'm speaking to you in person, albeit from a great distance. Now, as I was saying, if you possess any information that may be of use to you, we are happy to provide it. Don't suppose you know of any good hunting grounds, do you? If the location of Kirchat Nest would suffice, then yes. We've found a number of them. Kirchat's Nest, huh? Nice. Those things are pushovers. Pushovers? Those things? Well, yeah, you can actually kill them as long as you shoot them or hit them hard enough. Way better than the demonic beast who just won't die. Very well. I'm prepared to share the location of these Kirchat nests. So first, I would appreciate you telling us everything you know about this place. Can you tell us your name? My name, huh? They say that if you ever tell a cooldown your name, you'll be cursed. Excuse me? What are these cooldowns? Holden. I can tell you mean us, but beyond that, it means mage. I've never seen one myself before, but there's a whole bunch of them in the Imperial family, right? Then again, Holden or not, you don't seem like much of a threat. I doubt you could curse anyone if you tried. I can't curse anyone, but Medea can. Alright, my name's Paxi. Now, who are you guys? I'm Match Kierlight, Sherlock Holmes, and I'm Paragon. Here's the thing, Sherlock Holmes should have gave like a false name. That way, in case this guy ever gets captured and interrogated, he doesn't say, oh yeah, there's a guy named Sherlock Holmes with him. Because right now, Sherlock is still a secret card in play. Oh, Matt, Sherlock, and Paragon, huh? Alright, now what are you guys? If the Opshiniki are after you, does that mean you're with the rebel army? Rebel army? Hang on, we're not. Maybe I should try asking some questions. Well, are you or are you not? First, we have a few questions of our own. I don't think so. First, you need to answer my... What year is it right now? Huh? Holmes is right. That's the first thing we need to confirm. It is abnormally cold even for Russia. It can't possibly be the Russia we know. That could mean we're in a different time period, just like the singularities. I don't know what you're asking such a stupid question, but fine. It's 2020, what about it? I see. What about that enormous storm? It appears to be nothing so much as solid, while composed of incredibly powerful wind. Is that normal? Hell no, it's not. Been living here in Russia for 20 years. I've never seen anything like it before. It is true what they say about the world getting closed off? It would seem that it is. As of right now, the only place we can confirm actually exists is Russia. We came here from beyond Russia to see if we can't do something about it. Beyond? You mean from outside of Russia? I don't know what they're talking about. What could it mean outside Russia? There is nothing outside Russia. Any land people could have lived on should be long gone by now. I guess they could be from the boonies, but then again, they're not Yaga either. Maybe there really are still other nations out there. Alright, I can tell you got your own stuff you're dealing with. But I'm not gonna pry. Not looking for friends. So then, why is a bunch of outsiders like you in the outs with the Opchniki? Unfortunately, your guess is as good as ours. We still don't even know what they really are. That being the case, we would tremendously appreciate if you could tell us, what are the Opchniki? You're kidding me. How did you survive this long without knowing even that? The Opchniki are brutal hunters. Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Ivan the Terrible. Wasn't he the Russian Tsar? Yeah, he was. If you know that much, then more detailed explanation can wait. Wait a moment. Pataxi, you just told us this is still the year 2020. If it is, why would Ivan the Terrible's bodyguard still be around? Maybe he's a servant. Oh, a servant. You guys have some pretty bizarre questions. Ivan the Terrible's alive and well. He's been around for almost 500 years, so he's the oldest Yaga of all. What? I take it that Yaga are your kind? That's right. Geez, you outsiders really don't know anything, do you? How the hell do you survive this long, being this ignorant? You've been living under a rock the last few hundred years or something? Then again, they do say this kind of ignorance is common for mages. It's kind of true, we don't know much. So you really have been living under a rock in all this time. Explains why you look like the old species. You do know about the great cold wave that happened 450 years ago, right? The new ice age, they say, happened after a meteor struck the planet. Once that hit, Earth turned into an ice planet. It got so cold that the old species, the humans, couldn't survive here anymore. They say that none of the outer countries were able to handle the cold, so their populations died out. For Russians have always dealt with the cold, so we had it better here. Even so, we still lost about 90% of our population. Hell, we nearly lost the whole dang country. So before that could happen, Ivan the Terrible and the Mage developed a plan. We, the Yaga, are the result. So they did some eugenics here. Does that mean you're a mixture of demonic beast and human? What the? Who are you? And why are you so tiny? Don't mind me. I'm just a passing genius, doing as geniuses do. So the people of Russia were combined with demonic beasts via some kind of magecraft. Do I have that right? Yeah, got it in that one. Got it in one. Not that I remember any of it myself though. I've been a Yaga my whole life. This is my first time ever seeing the old human species. I see, that explains quite a lot. Thank you, Pataxi. Now, who are you guys anyways? We're Chaldea. Chaldea? An organization tasked with the preservation of humanity and saving the world. Now I have even more questions. Basically, we're here to save the world. Oh, well, ain't that something? So are you like a bunch of idiots then? I understand how fantastical that must sound, but I assure you, we are deadly serious. Well, whatever. Whatever nutty plan you guys got up your sleeve, they'll shake things up around here. All for it. After all, you're the first outsiders I've ever seen in my life. Anyway, I'll do you a favor and forget I ever heard your nonsense. Just hurry it up with the hunting grounds info. Very well then. Show me a map and I'll tell you where to go. You better not be pulling my tail about this. Alright, this is our town here. So this is Yaga Solnesk, and this city far up to the northeast must be Yaga Moscow. In that case, this spot here is one of the hunting grounds I discovered earlier. Just so you guys know, I may hate the Orkniki, but I hate liars even more. Now stay put until I get back, got it? Don't worry, we're not going out there, it's cold out there. If those hunting grounds turn out to be a sham, I'll hunt you to the ends of the earth. Looks like he's gone to check out those hunting grounds. By the way, Holmes, can I pick your brain for a moment? What is this place? Why have humans been combined with demonic beasts? That violates one of the Magecraft's strictest taboos. Is this what all singularities are like? It would hardly be unusual for one. What is abundantly clear is that this is not our own history. Still, what is it, Paragon? Something seems different about this singularity. Regardless, we know that the opponent you two must face is Ivan the Terrible, a version of him who has somehow managed to survive for approximately 500 years, strange as that may sound. The Orphniki were indeed Ivan the Terrible's personal bodyguards. Now then, Gordolf, allow me to ask you something. Yes, what is it, Holmes? Are you certain the Orphniki you defeated was not, in fact, human? Oh yes, absolutely. He dissolved into nothing once I assaulted him with a good golf punch. From the look of it, I would guess he was familiar of some sort. I concur. I too sensed nothing human about them during my own skirmishes. Originally, the Orphniki were a corps of soldiers, established by Ivan the Terrible himself. It is said they dressed completely in black, carried around dog heads, and whips made from bristling animal pelts. They only rode black horses. Their job was to eradicate the Tsar's enemies. It is said they would set upon their opponents like dogs and clean them out as swiftly as a broom gathering dust. They swore absolute loyalty to the Tsar and committed all manner of unspeakable atrocities in his name. But none of them became heroic spirits. As Gordolf surmised, they are familiars belonging to Ivan the Terrible. Did he make them with some sort of skill? Those are certainly the two most likely possibilities. The terror the Orphniki wrought swept throughout all of Russia after all. It is quite possible that creating them could have become a skill or even a noble phantasm he possessed. And even if the Oprichniki are still terrorizing all of Russia, does that mean Ivan the Terrible is the servant responsible for the attack on Chaldea? Alright, he isn't a servant. He's flesh and blood, just like Nero was. Nonetheless, we have far too few options available to us at this point. As such, our first order of business should be securing a ley line. Well, as luck would have it, I detected something that looked an awful lot like a ley line back when Paragon and Mash were making their escape with Pataxi. Unfortunately, it is quite a ways from your current position. It'd be extremely risky for two of you to head there alone. Well then, just have that furry freak take you there. There has to be something in it for Pataxi. We don't have time to think about what that thing may stand to gain. The moment these creatures combine themselves with demonic beasts, they cease to be humans. Either way, we should wait for Pataxi to come back. We may not be able to convince him to take us, but maybe he'll at least tell us about a safe path. Looks like I found myself a real bunch of weirdos. I've only ever heard about the old species and legends. Seeing how weak they are in person, no wonder they survived as long as they did. I guess technically they're our ancestors. Maybe that's why I never thought to eat them. You can always leave them to fend for themselves if they don't have anything to offer. It looks like they know a whole bunch of good hunting grounds. And more than anything, they're new. I've never seen anything like them before in my life. Most Yaga wouldn't be comfortable with that. But oddly enough, it doesn't bother me at all. I know it's things like that that put me at odds with the other Yaga. Oftentimes I find myself thinking, asking myself questions like, why do we have to be strong? Why is it wrong to be weak? And why? Why are we always starving for something, never feeling satisfied? Whenever anyone hears me, They just laugh. They tell me I'm a fool and ask why I would waste my time thinking about meaningless crap. I know it's meaningless just as much as anyone. I wish I could stop myself from thinking about these things too, but... Potoxy. Hey, Potoxy. What is it? Are you going hunting? So what if I am? Sorry, but those hunting grounds belong to the town. Why do you think I only hunt the strays? Those strays demonic beasts belong to the town too. Dang, dude. Not that any are straying off anyway, since that spot's been closed down. Is that so? Fine, I'll just have to find somewhere else to hunt, won't I? I glared at the jackass as I turned around and headed off in the opposite direction from the sealed off hunting grounds. Not just him. The other Yaga are all keeping their eyes on me too, making sure I don't go messing up their territory. Some demonic beasts are easier to hunt than others. The Kerchat tend to be on the harder side, since they'll keep calling in reinforcements until you overwhelm them. But there are some places it's manageable. Like, say, a ravine that leads to a dead end. Somewhere the other Kerchat can't hear their pack mates cries for help. Yaga have taken advantage of that and set up hunting grounds that make it easy to harvest demonic beasts. And maybe they may not compare to what I hear the old times were like, when they used to breed enough domesticated beasts on farms for everyone to eat. But nowadays, hunting grounds are like that, where you can hunt in safety and rest easy knowing the beast will multiply again over time, or lifelines for us. Which is why it only takes getting labeled as a weakling once for everything to go south. It doesn't take long for a Yaga to die if we don't get enough to eat. And this town is ruthless about seeing the runt of the litter cut loose. The whole town makes it a point to eliminate nearby villages, curry favor with the Tsar, and kowtow to the Orbshniki. They know about the Yaga's ironclad law. The only strong it may eat, and maliciously use it against us. I know I'm skating on thin ice myself, but there's nothing I can do about it. Can't defy the Tsar. I got no choice but to run for the Orbshniki. But if these humans I met really are mages, and they really do end up saving the world, maybe that'll help this constant ache in my chest go away even a little. Of course, I still don't know if I can even trust them. Goodness, that was a jump scare. Well, I'll be damned. I can't remember the last time I killed this many. With a haul like this, I can still scrap by even after they pick me clean for taxes. Potoxy, what is it? You're looking flush today, aren't you? This is about my taxes, right? Here, take it. Yep, that takes care of you. What about your mother's taxes? Dang, dude. Hey, it's no fur off my snout. Your old lady's not pulling her weight anymore anyway. And you know as well as I do that this town doesn't need any Yaga who can't hunt. Honestly, I don't even know why you bother paying her share. Doesn't make a damn lick of sense. None of your business. Here's my mother's share. This town has no use for our mother anymore. She's well aware of that, so all she does now is wait around to die. Waiting for the time when she finally starves to death. Who is it? Here's some meat. I'll just leave it here. Oh, thank you. I don't know how I can repay you. Don't worry about it. My husband and son will be home soon. Why don't you stay and eat with us? No thanks. Oh dang, this guy, he cares for the village too? Dang, dude. This guy's communism. They need to rename him. He's not Patoxy. She doesn't even recognize my face. Oh, never mind. That's her mom. Never mind. That's his mom. She doesn't even recognize my face anymore. They say it happens a lot once a yacht gets up there in the years. They say their memories got fuzzy, so they start clinging to them more and more until they end up living the rest of their lives in a fantasy world. There's no point in keeping my mom alive anymore. I should just let her die and become one with the earth. It's not like she'll be any help to me while she's still kicking. Only the strong have a right to eat, and she hasn't been strong for a long time. So then, why do I keep helping her like this? Is that human element of him. I'm back. Your info was good. Brought in my biggest haul in ages. Hard to believe there was that good hunting spot right near the town that nobody ever noticed before. Thanks to your tip, I've got a bunch of leftover even after paying my taxes. Though I did get a few snide remarks about my haul. Snide remarks? Ah, that's a long story, never mind that. What other hunting grounds you got for me? Hurry up and tell me so I can go check it out. Gotta hunt while I still got the energy. Of course. Very well. I imagine you may not have much of a response to this next question, but I must ask nonetheless. What can you tell us about the mysterious tree? If anything, I was hoping you guys could tell me that. What the hell is that thing? Do you remember when it first appeared? About 3 months ago, I'd say. Everyone was all excited when it first showed up, saying it was a miracle the Tsar performed for us, but it never actually gave us anything useful. The Orchniki don't react to it either, so all I really know is that it's just a big damn tree. Are we done now? I want to check out those other hunting grounds while... Just a moment. Now that we know the full extent of the situation, I'm afraid that information was insufficient. Aw, come on. I don't have anything else I can trade you. Unless you're after my gun, and you can have that over my dead body. No, it's not that. We want a kite. A kite? All you have to do is collect some materials. I can tell what we need right now if you like. Now that I have a clearer picture of your people's technological and cultural progress, I'm quite certain you should have a little trouble finding them. Alright, as long as I have to leave town. Thank you, I commend your decisiveness. Good show, Patoxy. What do you want with the kite, Holmes? Shouldn't we have traded for food first? The pudgy one is right. It's been too long since I had a decent cut of roast beef. Goodness! The pudgy one. Okay. Not at all. Food's crucial too. Of course, but as they say, safety first. That is what you're going for, right, Holmes? Indeed. It will require a bit of brute strength, but we will be taking a page from Benjamin Franklin's book. I see where you're going with this. So what you want to connect it to the briefcase? I do. Oh, he wants to energize the briefcase? Wait, are you trying to generate power? Precisely. If you are to summon a servant again, you will need that spirit origin briefcase power and the ley line. That's barbaric. Why? It's downright primitive. Not at all. That briefcase was originally designed to be usable even in eras without electricity. All Paragon needs to do to make use of it is draw a summoning circle on a ley line and wait for a single bolt of lightning to strike. Man, I really am a genius, aren't I? I doubt there's anyone else in all of history who could have made the summoning system this streamlined. And being honest, being me is so awesome. Alright, so when is the next thunderstorm? Our forecast say tomorrow. Suffice to say that time is not on our side. I'm afraid we must get this kite ready to fly before the end of the day. Now then, Mr. Paragon, have you ever made a kite before? Yeah, technically. Excellent. Now is the time to put the knowledge to use. Here you go. They were all really easy to find. Now are you going to tell me about those other hunting grounds? Of course, I am pleased to make an equitable trade. This one's far. Probably take me a day to get there. Alright, you guys stay put. Don't go outside, and don't eat anything besides the food I gave you. Good luck. Man, it feels weird getting a send-off. Alright then, now it's time for the arts and crafts. You know what? I think he purposely chose that hunting, one of the farthest hunting ground. It's like, you know what? We don't need this guy to get in the way when we do this. So we're gonna send him a days away. So maybe that he plotted all that. Remember, without the kite, you will not be able to summon servants. It is no exaggeration to say that the very fate of the world hinges upon this kite. This may be the most important arts and craft project in the history of mankind. No pressure. No, not that one. That one. Yes, you're supposed to cut that one. No, not there. So frustrating. I'm sorry, Da Vinci, but it's not always easy to understand what you mean. Not there. How is this kite supposed to fly if you cut that? No, that's correct. This kite needs to be on the opposite side. Really? I never knew there was so much to kite making. Always thought you just stuck some poles in fabric like a tent and the whole thing just flies. Here's some water, Paragon. Just relax and take it nice and easy. I have to say though, this is kind of fun. I hope it ends up flying well. I could bend the wire we're using for the kite's frame. Paragon, I am a demi-swimmer after all. Don't be silly. In your normal form, you're even weaker than Paragon is. Dang. Get her. Alright. That took longer than I thought it would. Well, this is unfortunate turns of events. I can already hear the rumble of thunder nearby. The kite's design should be fine, but we still don't know whether it will fly in this world. This world is enveloped by a raging storm. After all, there's no telling how violently the winds may be blowing at high altitudes. Nonetheless, the kite's frame should be sturdy enough to accommodate extreme conditions. At this point, we have done all we can. Great. That was the last part. It might have been a long and winding road to get here, but at least we got here. Now for the most important touch. What sort of picture should we draw on it? Dang it, Da Vinci. I'm a summoner, not an artist. What? But I was all set to paint a virtue good enough to put on the Voyager. Stop that. You'll frighten the locals half to death. Just scribble some AC expression on it and be done with it. Well now, I'm impressed you know about that. True, it is important to retain one's sense of playfulness. Miss Kierlight, would you do the honors of drawing something? Of course, art design is one of my specialties. Don't worry, Paragon. I'll make sure it's a glamorous kite that will make everyone sit up and take notice. Well, it's certainly one of a kind. I'm sorry, I did my best. I did my best to convert your face into a Euclidean plane, Paragon. I'm afraid it didn't go so well. I like it. It has a unique charm about it, and it should serve to ward off evil spirits. Oh no. Now, you best be on your way. I'm afraid we don't have time to wait for Patoxy to return. I'll leave him a note letting him know where we are. Okay, Paragon, let's sneak out of here. There are a lot more people, Yaga here than I thought there'd be. Oh, what was that sound? Anastasia. Where are you, Anastasia? I'm here, my czar. Ah, my empress, my beloved wife. Tell me, is Russia at peace? Of course it is, my czar. The Orpniki are fighting hard all throughout the land in order to spread your glory far and wide. Please rest and do not be troubled. I see. So Russia is at peace. That makes 200 years of peace in Russia. What about the outside? I must spread my glory beyond Russia. Russia's border. I must share it with those from other lands who can only shiver in the cold, waiting for their ends. Tell me, how fares Europe in the Far East? They too are at peace, my czar. Europe has bowed to your will, and negotiations in the Far East are proceeding apace. The war is over, and Russia will have their allegiance soon. I see, that is good. No, that is not good at all. Peace alone is not enough. I must press onward with renewed vigor, expand my domain. I must unite the world and ensure its happiness. Amadeus. Very well. This guy's everywhere, the altar guy? So sleepy. Am I dreaming? Good night, Mazar. May your repose be blessed with sweet dreams. But did you get Ivan's attack under control? Yes, he is sleeping soundly now, thanks to Mozart's piano. Even though the Tsar is from a Lostbelt, the musical arts seem to have an oddly powerful effect over him. I'm even feeling a bit sleepy myself. Also, these guys, I guess that kind of makes sense. The other masters have command codes. Those command code versus command codes, and I feel like that would be pretty cool. Good. We need him to stay asleep for the time being. We can't have him finding out what's really going on and heading out on a campaign. That'd be the worst possible scenario. We must first be certain that his rule extends throughout the Lostbelt before we do anything else. Then I will entrust him to Amadeus for a while and deal with the rebels myself. The mere thought that there's rebellion taking place fills me with revulsion. No, not an option. There's no way Amadeus alone could keep the Tsar pacified. If he starts acting up, you and I couldn't say what might happen. And I can't stand that. As much as possible, I want to eliminate any chance of surprise from my plan. When I need your help, I'll make sure to call for you after the Tsar has been safely secured. As you wish. You are my master and I am your servant. I'll trust your judgment. Thanks. That'll be a big help. Pardon me, I hope I'm not interrupting your pillow talk. I'd watch your tongue if I were you, Metropolitan Marcarius. You may be the Tsar's mentor, but I am still a member of the Imperial family, and I will not tolerate such uncouth remarks. You wound me, Grand Duchess. I have nothing but the highest respect for every member of the Russian Imperial family. No matter what sort of family they may be, or what sort of end the Grand Duchess may have met. How dare you? Wait, both of you, stand down. I don't want to see any infighting. We don't have time for it anyway. Father, your job is to placate the Tsar, right? Then quit following the Grand Duchess around and hurry up with the repairs to the cathedral. Or do you have something urgent to tell us? Did something happen with one of the other Lostbelts? Of course, this is very urgent. Crypto number 1. Today is your lucky day. You finally have a chance to prove yourself in battle. You're kidding me. They already showed up? They have. There's been a disturbance in the forest, on the outskirts. Their shadow border has emerged here in our Russia. We haven't pinpointed their exact location yet, though. Still, this is their first lost belt. It'll take them at least several days to fully comprehend how this world works. I believe now would be the perfect time to eliminate them while they're still regaining their balance. Oh, I don't want to leave the Tsar's side right now. I'll let the Orvichniki handle them. Besides, Koinskaya is the one who let them get away in the first place. Why not make her take care of them? Or are you gonna do it yourself? That might give you a chance to be useful for a change. Oh no. I couldn't, unfortunately. The Tsar's condition worries me as well. I would much rather not stray too far from the Yaga Moscow. As for Miss Koinskaya, she might well be to blame for this little predicament, but she too is quite hard at work at the moment. I believe her work is of a rather private nature. It is very much in line with her hobbies. Hobbies? She's supposed to be leading the Orvichniki. What else could she be up to? Karak, I'm told that woman has been going around distributing food to the Yaga at exorbitant prices. Ah, wait, what? Koinskaya? She so exorbitant that they're forced to rob their neighbors of everything they have to even have a hope of purchasing it. I can't believe her. We came all this way, and she's still going around picking on the weak. Father, I don't like you, but I can understand you. I believe you are genuinely dedicated to keeping Russia safe from harm. But Koinskaya can't make heads or tails of what she's thinking, or what she really wants to do. I mean, unlike you, she can come and go between lost belts whenever she pleases, right? Then why can't we make her go to one that's a little more civilized? She doesn't need to stick around a destitute world like this one. I'm afraid not. She's not one to change her behavior, no matter where she finds herself. In one sense, her actions stem from a love for humanity. That includes driving the weak into tight spots, sneering at them, and stepping on them. She will never oppose us, or the cryptors. It's best to think of her as a difficult mercenary who will get the job done as long as she can pay for her services. All that said, I do agree that she has been acting a little too freely. Very well then, I will speak to her and tell her to restrain herself while she's here in Russia. That should ensure she follows your commands as well. Does that suit you, Master of the Grand Duchess? Fine with me. If she's gonna call herself a mercenary, I won't hesitate to use her like one. The Orvichniki aren't gonna die as long as Ivan keeps dreaming. Tell Quinn to make sure she finishes off Kalia's leftovers for good this time. They're only human, so they're bound to stop by a town sooner or later. Have her keep an eye on the major ones, or take them out as soon as she finds them. Understood. I must really point out, though, how terrible a thing that is for you to say to your former comrades, Hordak Zinflus. And here I thought you were kind of sold in that. Have these last few months been hard for you? Perhaps you should follow the Tsar's example and get some sleep yourself. This guy's just like trying to subjugate this guy too. I'll admit I've been pushing myself past my limits. I'm still the same guy I always was. Like you said, Kalia's people are my former comrades. Emphasis on former. Now, as the only master in Russia and this lost belt, my goal is to ensure it comes out on top. I'm gonna pull off something a master from proper human history could never. I have to. Well, it's good to see you're in such high spirits. Pushing oneself too hard is a privilege afforded only to the young, after all. Rest assured, you have my full support. Kodak Zinflus, I have nothing but respect for your aspirations and for your determination. But I will offer one piece of advice. He who does not love himself can never save the world. If I were you, I would think long and hard about where the hostility of yours comes from. Hostility, huh? He's basically telling me to get over myself, except that they're my rivals. Oh, the hell they are. They just got lucky, that's... You want to say things you don't really mean, Kodak. Even if you are only bluffing, lies like that will only eat away at you. Kodak, you weren't able to save the world. That's simply a fact, and one you must accept. They accomplished something you could not. That is why you must take advantage of the new opportunity to show everyone what you can really do. This is your opportunity to show them how strong you truly are, to demonstrate why you are a crypter, why you are one of those who were originally meant to save the world. I know, believe me, I know. What do we get from this? What's in the box? Is it the Mystic Code? Yeah, that thing. Oh, it is the Arctic one. Yeah, that's true. That one whole note. This was like the original streams too, like 2 hours. That used to be the mark, but then I shortened it to 1.5 hours. But now it went back to 2 hours. But yeah, that was some serious thing. And then this would not be like another hour there. Goodness. All right, that was part one right there. All right, let's see if we get lucky. All right, as always, if I get Anger Manu here, so to the temple. If I get Anger Manu here, I'll do the story summon or do the trap banner. One of the two. Okay, there you go. Nothing there. Well, better luck next time. So that brings us to the end of the stream. So thank you all for coming out for the first part of the Lostbelt. We'll continue this next week and see how that goes. So y'all take it easy and hopefully see you next time. Adios. Bye-bye.